Hey, what's up guys, it's Mac, and today we're going to build a small form factor PC using Ryzen 3 2200G packed with Vega graphics. We're going to check the parts list in a moment and give you some info why we end up getting those parts in the first place. This is going to be a budget build for office use, Netflix, and browsing. But before we start the build, let's hear a message from our sponsor. Oh yeah, we don't have one. Roll the intro. So here are the parts list. First, let's check out the CPU. So this is one of the latest CPU from AMD. It's called the Ryzen 3 2200G with Vega graphics. I decided to go with this since it's an APU. And also, I don't plan on putting any graphics card in this build. As all of you know, that graphics card prices are ridiculous nowadays, especially in my country. Another reason it's because it's the cheapest 4-core processor with 3.7 GHz max boost and 3.5 GHz base CPU you'll get by the time we're making this video. Let's put that aside and let's check out the motherboard. I was aiming for any A320 mini ITX motherboard with onboard Wi-Fi, but unfortunately there's no stock in the store where I got this from, so I end up purchasing this one instead. It's a Gigabyte AB350 mini ITX motherboard with tons of features including onboard Wi-Fi, and in the box you'll find all the specification. If you want to know more, just check this out and pause the video. So inside the box you'll find the motherboard itself, 2 CDs for motherboard and Wi-Fi drivers, 2 SATA cables, 1 Wi-Fi antenna, the I/O shield, and the user's manual. For the memory, I chose Team Group's Elite Plus 4GB with 2400 speed. Okay, don't get mad at me. You guys might ask why just a single 4GB memory. This is because we're in a very tight budget here and it's just going to be used for office work anyway. Maybe I'll add another one in the future if my budget permits me. So chill people, it's not the end of the world. And for the boot drive, I've chose Mkbcult 120GB SSD. This is just for fast booting Windows. As I mentioned earlier, this build is for office work in most parts. So all of the files will be in Google Drive or Dropbox anyway, so no need for larger drives here. But on the other hand, I have a 320GB 3.5 hard drive lying around, so I might just add that up for extra storage. And for the case, we're going to use the in-win Chopin. So this is a small form factor chassis and very much appropriate for our build for today. Inside the box, you'll see the case itself with built-in 150 watts power supply, which I guess it's plenty enough for our build, with silver aluminum frame and with all sturdy metal body in black color. So it can be placed in different orientation in accordance to whatever you prefer, whether it be like this or like this. And I just found out that this chassis can only pack 2.5 hard drive or SSD drives only, so I guess that's a good buy for our 3.5 hard disk. It has a 2 3.0 USB connection with headphone and microphone jack. Here is the power button, and unfortunately there is no reset button. SATA power splitter, the manual, a customizable colored stickers for front I/O panel, so if ever you're aiming for a specific color scheme for your build, just place it over here. And if you want to know more about its detailed specification, just check this out and pause the video. With all that said and done, let's start building this. Final thoughts, I know it's more appropriate to get an A320 ITX motherboard and use the extra money for another 4GB RAM and a Wi-Fi dongle instead of getting a B350 motherboard. But here's the catch guys, I plan on overclocking this build and try some simple games in it such as Fortnite and Dota 2. I mean, why not? But of course, I need to get me another 4GB 2400MHz RAM and 1TB 2.5 hard drive first. But for now, this will work for office use, which is the very reason for this build. Overall, I'm happy with the outcome of the build and I'm glad that there is a little room for an upgrade and overclocking. So this is the final build guys. If you're interested in building your own small form factor PC, please check out the parts list in the description below and use the links to buy for yourself today. Thanks guys for watching and we'll see you in our next episode.